You're in the shower, somewhere between washing your hair and staring at the wall for no reason. You've just delivered the most perfect response to a conversation that happened 3 weeks ago. Every word landed, your expression was calm. You finally said what you actually meant. And then the shampoo bottle falls, you blink, you're back in the bathroom. Or maybe you're driving, and suddenly you realize you've been doing 40 in the fast lane with the expression of someone accepting a lifetime achievement award for a speech you only gave in your head. Or you hear one song, and somehow your brain builds an entire movie. Different life, different city, different version of you. If you've ever looked around after moments like this and thought, why do I do this so much? You should know this isn't just daydreaming. For some people, this isn't a habit. It's a place they visit so often it starts feeling like home. And the strange thing is, it doesn't always feel bad. Sometimes it feels like relief. Because inside these imagined worlds, things finally make sense. People understand you. You know what to say. Nothing catches you off guard. But there's a deeper psychology behind why your mind keeps building these worlds. And it has less to do with escaping reality and more to do with surviving it. Your brain has something called the default mode network. Think of it like your brain's screensaver mode. The moment outside life becomes quiet, waiting in line, brushing your teeth, looking out of the window, walking home, it switches on. For most people, it stays softly in the background. For others, it becomes the preferred setting. Imagine someone sitting in class. Teacher is explaining something. Everyone else is listening, but inside this person's mind, they're already somewhere else. What if I moved to another country? What would I do if everyone suddenly disappeared? What would I say if someone finally understood me? Their body is in the classroom. Their mind already built another room. And this isn't always random. In 2002, psychologist Eli Sommer described something called maladaptive daydreaming, a pattern where internal stories become so immersive that they start feeling more emotionally rewarding than real life. The outside world starts feeling thin, flat, like life is happening in standard definition, while your imagination runs in cinema quality. People often think this happens because someone is lazy or distracted, but usually it's about control. Imagine you argued with someone. In real life, you froze. You stayed quiet. The moment passed. Later that night, you replay it. This time, you say everything perfectly. They understand you. They apologize. You finally feel heard. That imagined version feels good because your brain received something reality never gave it. Resolution. Your imagination became customer support for unfinished emotions. Or imagine you send a text, then spend 50 minutes rereading it, rewriting it, imagining their reaction. Not because you're dramatic, because uncertainty feels heavy. Inside your imagination, uncertainty disappears. You know what happens. You know the ending. The daydream becomes a room where life finally follows your script. And when real life feels unpredictable, that room becomes very tempting. This doesn't automatically mean you're over-dramatic. Research links this to something called absorption, a personality trait where people become deeply immersed in experiences. You might already know if this is you. Some people finish a movie and move on. You finish a movie and carry it for 3 days. You hear one song and suddenly you're staring at the ceiling, creating an entire story around it. You read a book and genuinely miss the characters after it ends. You walk past strangers and accidentally invent their lives. You don't just experience things, you enter them. And if you're someone who feels deeply, the world can become loud very quickly. Too much emotion, too much unpredictability, too much noise. So your brain quietly built an exit door, a private room, a world where you could feel safely. For many people, this wasn't weakness. It was adaptation, a creative solution, especially if life once felt lonely, unsafe, or emotionally confusing. But there is a cost. Maybe this happened before. You sit down for 5 minutes. Next thing you know, 30 minutes passed, you were imagining finally telling your younger self everything they needed to hear, or imagining a version of your life where someone chose you, or replaying an old memory again. Then you come back. Tea is cold, phone battery is low, the world kept moving. And suddenly there's guilt because part of you thinks, why am I like this? But maybe the deeper question is, why did imagination become safer than reality? Because the tragedy isn't your imagination, it's that somewhere along the way, you decided depth was only safe when invisible. You kept your rich inner world hidden, your emotional insight hidden. Your stories hidden. Your tenderness hidden. You learn to feel privately, to disappear privately, to heal privately. And nobody saw the work it took. The goal isn't to destroy your inner world. That wouldn't even make psychological sense, because this imagination, it protected you. It gave you comfort, meaning, companionship. The better question is, what is the fantasy giving you? Maybe it gives you understanding, maybe safety, maybe courage, maybe the chance to finally say what reality never allowed. Ask yourself, what is this scenario rehearsing? What part of me keeps returning here? Because sometimes the imaginary version isn't random. It's a message, a need, a grief, a wish, waiting patiently to be noticed. You don't need to erase the architect. You just need to invite some of that inner world into real life. Nothing about you is broken. You adapted privately in ways nobody saw. You built entire emotional worlds with your own mind. That isn't weakness. That is architecture. You are someone with enormous internal depth who is finally learning how to bring some of that light outside. And if you felt that quiet recognition while watching this, the kind where you suddenly realized, wait, this is me, subscribe and join us. We explore the hidden patterns behind how people think, feel, adapt, and survive. Because sometimes the things we call flaws were actually intelligence in disguise.